Of course, the Padres also have struggled. Ricky Henderson drove in their only run with a home run Tuesday, and now Caminetti's home run, the only run today for San Diego. The pitching has been out in front of the hitting in this series so far. In right center, Steve Finley in the shadows, and Alicea is retired, one away.
John, after when Bennis came in, now watch what he says when he comes in. See, I was trying to stay away from him, and he didn't get the ball away from him. He was referring to this pitch to Caminetti. He wanted to go away, but it's in the middle of the plate. But Caminetti, give him credit, he got up on that fastball and still hit it out of the ballpark. But that was interesting. Bennis was trying to stay away from him. He struck him out by staying away from him in his first at bat. Well,
I mean, in Bennis's defense, I mean, wouldn't like it was a real fat looking
No, that's
pitch.
what I say. It was up, and Caminetti got up and got it. So, but he still wanted to stay up and away, he said. But
now I'm wondering, Joe, I mean, and obviously, I mean, you're right on that one. Yeah. I don't think he would have hit it out if it had been up and away.
Right.
But I mean, they've gotten him out on that pitch up a lot of times in this series already. This time Caminetti seemed to be ready for it.
And you have to remember, I mean, a pitcher can't throw the ball 100 out of 140 pitches. You're not going to throw every one where you want. So it's up to the hitters to take advantage when they do make a mistake and not get the ball exactly where they want it to go.
1 ball, 1 strike to Bennis. Got a sacrifice bunt down his first time. Ozzie Smith is on deck. A 1-1 ball game, 5th inning. Sanders throws him a strike. But Joe, this thing with the umpires, obviously a mistake was made.
Right.
The penalty to Roberto Alomar was not stiff enough. Okay. Why can't people just reasonably sit down now and say, all right, you're right, we made a mistake. How can we rectify it to everyone's satisfaction, instead of, all right, you're going to do that, threats are made and then counter threats. You threat to boycott, we're going to take you to court, blah, blah, blah. It's always confrontational in baseball.
I agree, and I don't like to point fingers again at the commissioner's office, but I think one of the reasons that we do have this problem is that we do not have a
base hit for Andy Bennis in a game where there had been only 2 hits total here in the 5th inning. Andy Bennis, a 150 hitter during the year, gets a hit.
Well, good job by Bennis here. This pitch is down, a breaking ball down and away, just reaches out and strokes it in the center field. He doesn't hit it real hard, but Jody Reed was planning towards right field, and the ball goes into center field.
What you were saying about the commissioner's office.
Well, and not to point fingers at Bud Selig because he's an acting commissioner, but baseball needs a full-time commissioner who could set everyone down who's concerned, and they in a room and say, everybody come in here, everybody sit here together, and we make the right decision. We try to rectify the situation so the game itself would not be hurt. I think the problem now is everything becomes everybody's only concerned with their own self-interest now, instead of what's good for the game. It's become, what's good for my team, what's good for my office, what's good for your office, what's good for the umpires, rather than what's good for the game. I mean, you're right, this is a double-shave day. I mean, it's Frank Pulley. He's got a couple of pair on, But I just think that you're right. They need to have a commissioner that says, come in this office. All of us sit down and work this thing out.
Well, in '84, the umpires, of course, sat out at the beginning of the postseason that year. The last time, ironically, that the Padres were in the postseason. And then finally, Peter Ueberroth, the commissioner, basically got everybody together and they hammered out a deal.
I think that's what needs to happen here.
Down the left field line by Ozzie. Base hit. Ricky Henderson in that sun field did not get a good break on the ball. Bennis to second base. 2 men on with 1 man out, and Willie McGee coming up.
Well, luckily for the Padres, Ricky, they're playing Ozzie down the line, and Ricky was able to get over in front of it and cut it off. But this is Ozzie Smith. He just kind of lays the bat on the ball, hits a little soft line drive to left field. Ricky can't get there in time, and he wisely plays and holds him into a single.
So now McGee, who has driven in the Cardinals' only run with a single to center back in the 3rd inning.
I said earlier you can't walk Willie McGee, and you definitely can't walk him in this situation. In the past, they would say you try to do anything you can in this situation except throw him a strike.
Well, Sanders definitely threw him the strike the last time, and Willie lined it out into center field for an RBI single. He takes ball one. Bullpen activity for the Padres now. Dario Veras is warming up out there. They're all right-handers in the Padres bullpen. They do not have a left-hander unless they choose to put Valenzuela out there in the postseason. 2 men on, 1 man out. And Willie chased it. He foul-tipped it into the glove of Flaherty, and the count 1 ball 1 strike. Same situation that McGee came up with in the 3rd inning. 2 men on, 1 man out. Ozzie Smith has been on base 3 straight times in this game. There's Bennis at second base. Ozzie Smith at first base. 1 out in the 5th inning of a 1-1 game. Ooh.
Yeah. Willie McGee's getting more patient.
Now they were telling me, Joe, in the National League they call those strikes.
Yeah, he's getting more patient in his old age. This looked like a pretty good pitch, especially for Willie to swing at. Willie's usually up there hacking.
2-1 now to McGee. Ron Gant is on deck, getting into that part of the Cardinal lineup where they can do some heavy damage here to Sanders. In the dirt. And it is 3-1 to McGee.
The one thing that Flaherty's trying to do with Sanders, usually young players, when they get in trouble, they just want to throw the ball real hard and they overthrow it. I think what Flaherty did there was try to go to a breaking ball so that he will not just get in the groove of trying to blow his way out of a jam. He's going to have to pitch his way out of this situation.
Willie McGee, only 1 time in his career has he ever had as many as 50 walks in a season. He goes up there to hack. 3-1. And he walked. The bases are loaded. And the Cardinals' leading home run hitter, Ron Gant, is coming up.
Well, I was wrong again. He could walk Willie McGee, but Willie McGee still didn't know it was ball 4. He's so used to going up there just hacking.
I think he wanted to decline. So Caminetti comes over from third base along with Flaherty, the catcher, and they chalk it over on the mound with Scott Sanders.
Well, Bruce Bochy's not going to talk it over, John. He's already made the motion to the bullpen for Veras.
So the Cardinals' biggest hitters are coming up. Gant, Jordan, and Gaetti. The bases are loaded with 1 out. In a 1-1 tie. We'll be back. I'm John Miller with Joe Morgan. We're in St. Louis. Big ball game for both ball clubs. Obviously, they're all big here in the postseason, but the Padres especially down 1-0. And here we are, Joe. It could be the big moment of the series. Base loaded and 1 out. The Cardinals trying to break it open here.
Well, the only plus for the Padres right now I can think of is that Veras threw very well in Los Angeles on Sunday. In fact, he helped them win the divisional championship by pitching some shutout innings. So if they expect to get further into the postseason, this is a big at bat here with Ron Gant and Dario Veras.
The runner at third base, Andy Bennis. Ozzie Smith at second base. Willie McGee at first base. The middle infield double play depth. Veras, the young right-hander, and Gant, the veteran right-handed slugger. 30 home runs during the year. Way outside.
Veras has a good fastball, though, and that was a breaking ball he started him off with. You hate to throw Ron Gant a first pitch fastball because he is a good first pitch fastball hitter. So they tried to throw him a breaking ball, but you're going to have to give him a fastball now.
Veras, 23 years old, most of the year spent in the minor leagues. He made 23 major league appearances and pitched well. That is a strike. 1-1 the count now to Gant, who was fouled out to the left fielder and popped out to second.
And that fastball had real good movement on it. That's why Ron Gant didn't attack it. You saw that ball start toward the middle of the plate and move in. He's got good movement on his fastball. He's got a good breaking ball, but his fastball is his best pitch.
Base is loaded. 1 out, a 1-1 tie. 2-1. Strike zone. Shrinking a little bit here.
Yeah, but not only that, though, John, you don't want to be throwing a lot of high breaking balls to Ron Gant. This pitch is up, but you don't want to throw many of those. But you're right. I think it came down behind the plate.
2-1 now to Gant. Big pitch here. Oh,
Beautiful.
2-2.
Well, I tell you what, he threw a fastball when he was behind the count on after 1-0. He comes back with a changeup here. I mean, it takes a lot of courage to throw a changeup when you're down 2-1 with the bases loaded.
Cardinals leading RBI man. Ryan Jordan is on deck. Gant, the leading home run hitter, at the plate right now. 4 grand slams in his career, including 2 this year. Dennis, Ozzie, and Willie McGee getting their leads. 2-2 the count. Finley going way back. Over his head. Dennis scores. Ozzie scores. Here comes McGee. And they all score. A double for Gant. 4-1 St. Louis.
This is Ron Gant at his best, though, John. With 2 strikes, he cuts down on his swing. He gets a high fastball. And watch how short this swing is right there. Look, he just kind of guides. It looked like he guides it to center field. But he's so strong that he drove that ball well over the head of Finley. Finley had no chance to make the catch.
Now Jordan. Strike 1 swinging.
But what we saw there was a nice 2-strike short swing from Ron Gant.
Scott Sanders in the dugout, already disgusted. And, of course, a little more disgust right there.